Yeah, jabronis, it is the Verd here, back with you again. This is the draft recap. I apologise for probably not sounding the best. I've been a little bit crook, and that's why I don't really want to do face cam either. So, it's a very quick draft recap. I don't really enjoy doing these, but it gives you guys a chance to understand why I chose certain mons that I guess. I think you guys prefer just watching the battles of the team builders compared to the draft recap or whatever. So, Tampa Frogadiers are back for PPL Season 7 in Division 1. We were there last season, but I left halfway through because study was getting very intense, but now I've actually got the job that I was studying for, so I've actually got more time to focus on this. So yeah, pretty excited. We got 10 coaches this season, which I think is a little bit less than usual. I feel like it's a little bit less than usual, but it also meant that, like, with a points draft, only having 10 people pick meant there was always going to be some broken mons kind of left hanging around, and I was able to definitely scoop up some pretty tasty cores. And there's definitely some things that I've seen that I'm probably going to change around in the future, like things that people have haven't drafted that I'm definitely keen to pick up. But yeah, we're going to just get into this thing. So I had the wheel pick at the end. I was lucky last, but that worked out in my favour because basically all the stuff that people didn't want to take, I was just able to scoop up. So, first and foremost, Zygarde. It wasn't taken in the first 9 picks, which I found to be very baffling, but I just took it because it was there, and I was like, yep, sure, let's go, cool, Zygarde, welcome to the team. I've used Zygarde probably as much as anybody else, and so I find myself to be a very accomplished player with Zygarde. I always think outside the box with sets. I'm like the one person in League play that's probably used 1,000 Waves. But yeah, like, Zygarde's just super versatile. You guys, if you've watched my channel, you know what I can do with Zygarde. You're fully aware of the ability I have with a Pokemon like Zygarde. So yeah, really excited to use that. And then on the wheel, I was able to pair that with Celesteela, which is a mon that I haven't used since minors of the NPL. When I used it, I was very new to the Pokemon, didn't really know too much about it, but now I know so much about it, and it is a crazy good mon. Really awesome. Really excited to use this thing. Selly's just broken. The defensive stats and the offensive stats just insane. Doesn't even matter about speed. It just runs so many good sets, and now it has a few extra moves that it can learn, which is wicked. So it just adds to the appeal of Celesteela. Just a fantastic mon, and yeah, just keen to just destroy some souls with it, basically. I don't know. There's not much you can really say about Selly. Everyone knows how good the Pokemon is, but the fact that both Selly and Zygarde weren't taken in the first 9 picks was like a blessing. So then it went through, everybody else got 2 more picks, and then it came back to me. And this is like late round 3, and I was very surprised that, again, after like this whole time through, neither of these 2 mons have been taken. But it is that 10-person format, so it's really hard to, you know, get all the mons. So I saw these 2 were still there, and I was like, hell yeah, why not? So ended up picking up Mega Diancie. Just finished my Fairy Dragon Steel Core. Probably this is one of the more established Fairy Dragon Steel Cores in draft format. It's just really hard to stop. It's pretty insane how good this Fairy Dragon Steel Core is, both offensively and defensively, because Diancie can put in a bit of a defensive shift, as you can see from its stats, as can, you know, Zygarde and Selly, but then also offensively speaking, all of them could hit like an absolute truck, and Diancie definitely hits like a truck. Very excited to be using Diancie in this team. I feel like it's, for some reason, lately been really underrated, and I'm not really sure why. I'm just going to blow my nose quickly. Yeah, not really sure why it's been so underrated lately, but it's still one of my favourite mons to use. Insanely good speed tier, great offenses, access to rocks, trick rooms, so many other great things. Used this most recently in the last season of the NPL paired with Zygarde, and both of them did incredibly well for me, so very excited to use that again. And one mon that I'm very excited to use too, because I know the Flying Bird really wanted me to use this Pokemon. I know it's one of his favourites, and just pairs so nicely with the first 3 mons that I got is Thundy T. So in my first 4 picks of the draft, I was able to get Zygarde, Celesteela, Mega Diancie, and Thundurus Therian. Don't ask me how, I just did. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Thundy is a fantastic mon. Although the speed tier isn't as good as Thundurus Incarnate, the fact that it has Volt Absorb pairs with Selly perfectly. Selly only has two weaknesses, being Fire, which are covered by both Zygarde and Diancie, and Electric, which is perfectly now covered by Thundurus. So this adds to my cause and makes it even stronger. Thundurus having access to Defog can be nice. It's not the be-all and end-all when it comes to Defog, but having it's cool. Great mixed offenses, not the worst bulk in the world, and a decent speed tier to creep, all the pixies and everything else around the base 100 mark. Kind of wish he was a little bit faster. Like, Thundurus kind of could be really nice to this team too, but the Volt Absorb is really, really important as, it is two mons that are weak to HP Ice that can deal with electric types, but as you'll see later on, I do kind of prepare for that a bit better. But yeah, really excited to use Thundy. Super good mod, 145 special attacks, just wicked. Next up, I decided to kind of focus more on some lower tier picks, I suppose. Trying to focus, getting the balance of my team. So I wanted a really solid grass type, and I tossed and turned about a few of them. But the one I decided on at the end was Roserade. Roserade's a really solid mod for my team. It just puts in so much work. It has not the greatest defensive stats in the world, but offensively with the 125 special attack and 90 speed is really solid, and it can still be quite a solid bulky mon. It's got some fantastic abilities. Natural Cure to prevent, getting status. Poison Point is kind of meh, but Technician's the big one because it means that any hidden power that you use becomes base 90, which is really, really nice. Basically means that Roserade has access to Flamethrower or Ice Beam, stuff like that, which is really, really good for it. Offensively, it's a great mod. Defensively, not too bad. I really liked it also for the spikes and toxic spikes that it can get. Decent recovery. And it's just a really good grass type to pair with the team too. Obviously, every weakness that it has is basically already been covered on my team, barring the ice weakness. I do have a little bit of an ice problem right now, you would think, but you have to remember too that there's not too many ice types actually in the game that are super threatening, and the ice coverage is not going to hurt Diancie, it's not going to hurt Roserade too badly, given that it is, it does pack that 105 Spadef to take it. But one mod that was next and is my main defogger on the team, and also something that I just really wanted because I've always thought about using it, and then it's always just got sniped before I get to use it. So I was really keen to give it a try this time around, and that is Silvally. So Silvally is really good because of how versatile it is. Literally, it's like a Pixie Pokemon, just a little bit worse than a Pixie Pokemon, but about the same because it can just do so many jobs for the team. Like I said, Defog's great, Parting Shot is fantastic. Being able to be any type that I need it to be in a certain matchup is ridiculously good as well. I think it can just fulfill so many roles in my team, which I'm very excited about, and it can be offensive, defensive. It can just basically, it's one of those mons similar to Mew and all that, where you build 5 mons around it, and then you just sit there and be like, okay, what do I need Silvally to do in this matchup? And then you just kind of go with it from there. So I really like that aspect of Silvally, and I think it'll be a really good fit for the team. And what I'll just quickly do is pause this and then get back to the other mons that I've drafted. Alright, so next up we had Seismitoad. Just really solid water type, and this is something I was talking about with trying to deal with the electric types, forcing them to run say Grass Knot coverage as well as Hidden Power Ice coverage, but not every electric type has access to Grass Knot, which means that they're having issues between HP Grass and HP Ice by having Toad on the team, which is really good for those mind games. I like that a lot. Toad's just a super good mod in general. The fact that it pairs so well with Celesteela just on its own, those two as a pair is insane. Just having Swift Swim plus Poison, Poison Touch? Yep, and Water Absorb, some really nice abilities, great overall bulk, really good offenses too, just an all-round really solid mod for Toad, and I like Rocker, which is super good for my team, and just a good support in general. Pairs nicely with Zygarde, like I said, because it's two ground types that are very, very different in the way that they're run. It forces electric types to really have to think about what kind of moveset they're going to bring, so I really like that about him. Moving on to the next pick that I got on the next wheel with Seismitoad. So then I came around and I was trying to think, I could use a bit more pace on my team. And so I decided to pick up Sneasel. Sneasel's a really, really solid one for the team. Obviously, the 115 speed was the main thing I wanted, because Diancie was already fast on 110. I wanted one more fast mod. Sneasel fit that role perfectly. It's also really solid because it gives me a big help against psychic types that can be annoying for my team. Being able to just like either pursuit trap them, knock off spam is just so good. With the Eviolite, it can take hits actually really, really well, and then having that base 95 attack to be able to just punch through things is super, super solid. So yeah, Sneasel doesn't really need much explanation, I don't think. It's just a really solid mod. And like for low tier, it was a really good pickup for me because it was pretty much exactly what I needed at that point in time. God damn. Okay. We're almost there. Just gonna try to push through this. We're almost there. Alright, on the next wheel. There was only really one more mod that I wanted on my team, and then I had like 5 spare points, so the last one I really wanted was Licky Licky. I just wanted it because like wish support is great. I could have got Lickitung if I really wanted to be perfectly honest with you. Wouldn't really bother me either way, but Licky Licky's super solid. Obviously the wish support is great. This is actually, along with Zygarde, a Z move user for me, which you might think, Ver, that's a bit weird. Why would you choose Licky Licky as a Z move user? Let me just quickly scroll down through all the different types of moves that Licky Licky learns. Like, he gets Z belly drum. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. So many stupid moves that Licky gets, man. ZB first is kind of hilarious. In some situations, potentially. You never know. Yeah, it's got great options, dude. Like, Licky Licky's really solid. It's more there for the wish support, just being a nice bulky mon. Having Oblivious is so good too. Cloud9's actually really clutch sometimes to stop those sweepers. But Oblivious is the best one because you can't be taunted, so that's really solid. Nice fat mod. Really good support for the team. Again, just really nicely pairs with the defensive core that I already have. Helps meld everything together, basically, I guess. And then the last 2 mods, kind of just got them because I had the points and I was like, you know what, they could be cool to use. So we got Grumpig, nice pig. It's kind of cool actually. Like Grumpig stats are actually decent. Like the attack stats horrible, so I'm never going to use an offensive Grumpig like that. But like the special attack's good, the Spadef's good. Defense is probably like the worst stat, but that's alright. We can make it nice and fizz def sometimes we need to. What's really exciting about it too is just the abilities that it has, like Gluttony Pig. That's really cool because that means like with the berries I could run it like a Alolan Muck. That's kind of cool because it does get access to things like Recycle. So it's pretty hype. And it's got like a wicked moveset too. Like Pig's super underrated, man. So yeah, keen to use Pig at least once this season. Like I said, there is definitely a transfer that I am considering. There's a good chance I may do this transfer as the season goes on, but we'll see. The last mod I did pick up, by the way, was Monferno. It was a 2-point mod. Gives me a Stealth Rocker, a Fire type, another Dark Resist. So yeah, like it was, I don't know, like Grumpig and Monferno. I just kind of got them because they were there. Realistically, I may end up dropping them. We'll see. There's definitely, like I said, there's one big transfer that I've got my eye on. And if I can get it, I think it makes the team that I have even more incredible. I already think this draft is pretty insane. The fact that I was able to get all these mods that I did get is pretty hype. So yeah, that's going to do it for this one though, guys. So yeah, Zygarde and Licky Licky are the Z users. Week 1 we're going up against Tone and the Miami Melon Marlins. I'll have that battle up as soon as possible because it has already happened. This is a very late draft recap, but yeah, I'm sorry. I've been sick. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm the Verd. I'm out of this bitch. Go Frogadiers.